Thanks for stopping by. This is Dan Bell of BellCertified discussing MPEP 706.02F1. We're down to the final example, number 9. Let's take a look at these facts and see what we have. We have an international application filed. It's before the date, so we know we're going to use old 102E. So 371 C1 to 4 date. It would apply to the patent issuing on the national stage entry. That would be that patent's 102E date, and it would apply only to the patent itself and not to the publications. So that's the old 102E rule. Let's look and see. So we have a U.S. designation here. We have an international application published. Publication is a 102A date. So we have that. It's effective on the date it goes public. That's this date. In any language. So that would matter under the under the new 102E. That looks like a C up there. That should be an E. The language would matter under the new 102E, but it doesn't matter. We're looking for 371 C124 date here, and so after this publication occurs later, we have a U.S. application filed on December 1st, 2000, and it claims benefit to the international application. We've discussed that a national stage entry is not equal to it's not the same as a 111A claiming benefit to the international application. The national stage entry has a C124 date. A U.S. application claiming benefit to an international application simply has a filing date, and so that's what we have here. A filing date. It has a filing date, and then we have a publication of the U.S. application, and we have a patent granted on the U.S. application. So again, we have 102A and B dates here, effective on the date they become accessible. And since we're talking old 102E here, and since we don't have a C124 date, we don't have a national stage entering in the U.S., we don't have a C124 date, so there won't be a 102E date for this international application. That said, we still have a U.S. filing date here, and if so long as we have support for the invalidating language, we can get back to that date. So we would have a 102E date here for both. Not sure what's going on with this tab. It's having fun for sure. It's jumping all over the place. We could and this is the E1 event, and this is the E2 event. So our date should come up as December 1st, 2000 on the U.S. pub and on the U.S. patent, but we should have nothing on this publication here for 102E. Again, for all of them, anytime we have accessible language we need, we have 102A and B events, just not the E event on the international application under the old rule, because we don't have a C124 date. Let's look down at these additional benefit claims here and see what we have. If the international application properly claimed the benefit of any earlier filed U.S. application, whether provisional or non-provisional, there'd still be no 102E1 date for the international publication by WIPO, and the U.S. application, publication, and patent would have the 102E date of the actual filing date of the later application in the U.S. So they're just saying if we had an earlier filed U.S. application here, we still would have no 102E date for this, and it wouldn't give us any benefit on these two events. We'd still have this December date. If a second later filed U.S. non-provisional claimed the benefit of the 111A application in the example above, the 102E date of the patent or publication of the second later filed U.S. application would be the actual filing date of the 111A above. So if we had an application filed here, and it claimed the benefit of this U.S. filing date, when it later, in this timeline, when it later publishes in the U.S. and issues, those would be 102. This would be an E1 and this would be an E2 date, and we could get back to the U.S. filing date assuming we had support. That's what that's saying. Fairly straightforward on that, and that concludes our 9 examples. And thank you so much. Dan Bell, BellCertified. See you in class.